Walk us through, give us a little bit of like, what was that experience like, So You Think You Could Dance? And then what happened to your life from then on? Because I imagine things changed around, did a 180 pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. This is where it gets interesting. It's all interesting, but I had a lot of social anxiety growing up. I think some of it may have stemmed from this feeling of being guarded and being closed, and but I think it was part of it is just inherited. And so as a youth, 16, 17, I was dancing at a very high level. It was a lot of pressure. We're traveling around the world, representing the United States, traveling to, world competitions in Europe and overseas. And so it was just a lot of high pressure. And I went through a lot of performance anxiety. And then I would be the girl that was like off to the side in between rounds, and I'd be throwing up. My mom would be like, "You're okay?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm not okay." Look at me. Yeah. Just a mess at times. And I'm exaggerating a little bit. I wasn't quite that bad.
Or maybe not.
You never know.
You never know. I'm never going to tell
exactly.
you.
Or maybe not.
No, but
it was
like
rough, though. It
literally
was
like throwing up in between rounds because I would make myself sick over the stress, and just such a head case. And I remember looking around at my competitors and just thinking nobody else goes through this. Nobody else is feeling what I'm feeling. And because of that, it made it feel like it was this mountain that I couldn't climb. And I think that part was the hardest part. And so that was a bit of a rough time for me personally in my life, and feeling like in just frustration because feeling like I can't overcome these things and these personal struggles that I was dealing with. And I'd known that I'd gone through harder things, and so that just added to the frustration. And then I was 17 when So You Think You Can Dance came on air, and I decided I was going to overcome this. I was going to overcome these weaknesses in me. I was going to overcome these anxieties. And so I became the girl that could. I just remember telling myself that I would believe that I could do anything and everything, and that if I just believed that I would be able to accomplish that. I remember looking around and thinking there's nothing that I lack in. There's, the coaching, the talent, the hard work, the drive.
You had all
there's
the validation
nothing
around you.
Yeah, there's nothing that I don't have that I shouldn't be able to succeed, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so, except for the fact that I was succumbing to my own self-doubt constantly. And so I promised myself that I would become the girl that could. And so every challenge that was placed in front of me, whether it was talking to this person or whether it was, forcing myself to jump off this cliff into water that wasn't that high, probably.
We talking about Lake Powell?
Yeah, anything. Yeah, Lake Powell. But any challenge that was placed in front of me, I decided that I would prove to myself that I could do anything and everything.
So as soon as that anxiety and that stress came up, you're like, I'm tackling it head on. I'm not going to sit back and wait.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this would that I would overcome this self-doubt and these anxieties that I was feeling. And so I did, and I auditioned for So You Think You Can Dance, and I remember I was scared. Anybody would be scared. It was such a nerve-wracking thing, and it was my first time, this was literally my dream. And every moment literally I'd had for the year and a half before that was preparing me to be on this show.